Welcome to Rock Buzz. Today we're diving into the world of legendary rock bands, those giants of the stage who, at some point, went their separate ways, leaving fans yearning for the day they might come together once more. Whether it's a band that has broken up completely, or a band that has had a crucial member leave, there's simply a magic thing that happens when the right combination of musicians come together to create the timeless music that they originally created together. As fans, it can be difficult to understand why these giants can't simply communicate and figure out how to get back on stage together for everybody's sake. While the reality is, sometimes it is just never going to happen due to too strong of personality differences, health issues, or most usually money issues or business decisions. Other cases are just over silly disagreements and lack of any real communication, something which is common these days. Either way, we are ultimately talking about getting together to play the music you created together. Music connects us, transporting us to different eras and emotions. It's the soundtrack of our lives and the energy in our celebrations. And there's something truly special about those bands and those members that have left an indelible mark on our hearts. So get ready to join us on a journey through the sonic landscapes of rock and roll as we count down the top 10 most wanted band reunions. Number 10. The Kinks, known for their influential and diverse catalog of music, officially broke up in 1996. The breakup occurred primarily due to long-standing tensions and conflicts within the band, particularly between the Davies brothers, Ray and Dave Davies, who were the band's core members. Their tumultuous relationship had been a part of the Kinks' history for years, leading to frequent arguments and creative clashes. The Kinks faced a series of managerial and legal problems that exacerbated their stress and strained relationships within the band. Both Ray and Dave Davies experienced health issues during the 1990s. Dave Davies suffered a stroke, and Ray Davies faced health challenges as well, which affected the band's ability to tour and record. Since their breakup in 1996, the Kinks have not officially reunited. However, there have been occasional hints and discussions of a potential reunion over the years, raising hopes among fans. While the status of a full reunion remains uncertain, fans continue to hold out hope for a return of one of rock music's legendary acts. The Kinks' music, marked by hits like Lola, Waterloo Sunset, and You Really Got Me, continues to be celebrated and cherished by fans around the world. Number 9. Jethro Tull with Martin Barre. Martin Barre, the guitarist known for his long-standing tenure with Jethro Tull, left the band in 2011. He had been a cherished and integral member of the band, contributing significantly to their distinctive sound, including his iconic guitar solo on Tull's Aqualung, which is commonly listed as one of the greatest guitar solos ever. His guitar work, tone, and stage presence were central to the band's live performances and studio recordings. Ian Anderson, founding member and frontman of Jethro Tull, has historically been the driving force behind the band. As the primary songwriter and flutist, he played a central role in shaping the band's sound and direction. Like many long-running bands, Tull has experienced lineup changes over the years. Ian Anderson has made decisions to part ways with various band members at different points in the band's history. Barre's departure marked the end of Jethro Tull. Ian Anderson had stated several times in the past that Tull could never exist without Martin Barre. That is until 2022, when Ian released The Zealot Gene, a new album with his previous solo band under the name Jethro Tull. This marked the first Jethro Tull LP without Barre since 1969. Many fans and music enthusiasts have praised Martin Barre for adding a unique emotional and musical dimension to Jethro Tull's sound. His guitar work and stage presence were central to the band's live performances and studio recordings. After leaving Jethro Tull, Martin Barre pursued a successful solo career and continues to perform and release music while maintaining a very dedicated following. While Martin's departure from Jethro Tull marked the end of an era for the band, both he and Ian Anderson have continued to create music in their respective careers. Jethro Tull's legacy endures through their extensive catalog of albums, and the impact of Martin Barre's contributions to their sound will always be celebrated by fans. Number 8. The Smiths, led by the enigmatic Morrissey and guitar virtuoso Johnny Marr. The Smiths are icons of the alternative rock scene. A reunion of these two legends would be a dream come true for fans of melancholic melodies. One of the most influential British indie rock bands of the 1980s, the Smiths were known for their distinctive sound and poetic lyrics, largely driven by the songwriting partnership between Morrissey and Marr. As the band's fame grew, personal conflicts and tensions were formed between Morrissey and Marr. These tensions were exacerbated by constant touring, business differences, and differences in each other's visions for the band. The Smiths officially announced their breakup in 1987, following the release of their fourth studio album, Strange Ways, Here We Come. While fans and music critics were disappointed by the band's dissolution, the Smiths' music continued to resonate with audiences, and their influence on alternative and indie music remains profound. Despite the breakup, the band's legacy endures, and both Morrissey and Johnny Marr have pursued successful solo careers since then. Number 7. Kiss. Fans of the iconic rock band Kiss have long harbored a passionate desire to witness a reunion featuring the original members Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, known for their memorable personas as the Spaceman and the Catman respectively. While Kiss has gone through various lineup changes over the years, there's a unique magic that comes to life when the classic quartet of Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss takes the stage. The idea of one more electrifying performance, with the original members donning their signature makeup and costumes, ignites a powerful sense of nostalgia and excitement among fans. It's a chance to transport back in time to the heyday of glam rock and anthemic stadium shows, reliving the glory days of Kiss while creating new memories to cherish. The hope for such a reunion serves as a testament to the enduring impact of Kiss on the world of rock music, and the deep connection fans maintain with the band's legendary history. While the practicality of such a reunion for the upcoming final ever Kiss tour looks highly doubtful, the yearning for it continues to burn brightly in the hearts of Kiss enthusiasts, a testament to the enduring legacy of this iconic rock ensemble. Number 6. Yes. With their progressive rock epics, would surely enchant fans with a reunion of the classic lineup featuring John Anderson. Yes, formed in 1968, has had a number of members throughout its long history, each contributing their unique personalities and musical talents to the group. The lineup for Yes during their most successful albums, which include some of their iconic releases, consisted of John Anderson, Steve Howe, Chris Squire, Rick Wakeman, and Bill Bruford. This lineup was responsible for their most acclaimed and commercially successful albums, including Fragile and Close to the Edge, among others. These albums are considered landmarks in the progressive rock genre and continue to be celebrated by fans and music enthusiasts for their complexity and innovation. As the lead vocalist and one of the founding members of Yes, John Anderson was known for his distinctive countertenor voice. His role as a key lyricist, his ethereal and mystical lyrics often define the band's sound. He is known to many fans as the spiritual centerpoint of the band. John Anderson's departures from Yes have occurred at various times in the band's history, often due to a combination of personal, creative, and health-related reasons. Throughout these periods of absence, Yes continued to tour and record albums, and with various vocalists, including Benoit David and currently John Davison. No original members currently play with Yes. However, Steve Howe, who joined in 1970, remains the only member from the classic lineup. Needless to say, fans would be delighted to see one more reunion with Anderson. Chris Squire unfortunately passed away in 2015. However, the remainder of that famous lineup are all still alive. Now, if they could just figure out how to make it happen. Number 5. The Police. The Police formed in London in 1977, consisted of Sting, Andy Summers, and Stuart Copeland. They quickly rose to prominence in the late 1970s and early 1980s, with their distinctive blend of rock, punk, and reggae influences. The band's 1983 album, Synchronicity, became a massive success, featuring hits like Every Breath You Take and King of Pain. It catapulted them to global superstardom, earning them Grammy Awards and critical acclaim. In 1984, the Police announced their intention to take a break from recording and touring, but they did not officially announce their breakup at that time. However, as the years passed and individual members pursued solo careers, it became evident that the band was effectively disbanded. The Police broke up primarily due to a combination of personal and creative tensions. Sting, in particular, began to assert himself more as the primary songwriter and creative force behind the band's music. This shift in creative control caused friction within the group. By the early 1980s, each member of the Police expressed a desire to pursue solo projects and explore their individual musical interests. This desire for independence and artistic exploration contributed to the decision to take a break from the band. The Police did eventually reunite 23 years later for a world tour known as the Police Reunion Tour. That tour kicked off in May 2007 and concluded in August 2008, making stops in various countries and major cities around the world. The Police haven't played since, or recorded together in decades. Fans today would love to see these musical giants together, to record or tour one more time. Number 4. Genesis with Peter Gabriel. With members like Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel, Tony Banks, Mike Rutherford, and Steve Hackett pioneered the progressive rock genre. A reunion of this classic lineup would be a legendary event for fans of intricate melodies and storytelling. It had been teased several times in the past, including the 2009 press reunion for the 40th anniversary remaster box set release. Peter Gabriel left the band in 1975, and Genesis continued with Phil Collins as lead vocalist. Gabriel's departure marked a shift in their musical direction from progressive rock to a more pop-oriented sound, which ultimately led to their mid-1980s fame. However, a reunion with Peter Gabriel has remained elusive. Gabriel has been somewhat of a holdout in this regard, expressing reluctance to revisit his past with the band. Meanwhile, Phil Collins has faced health issues in recent years that have affected his ability to play drums and perform. Given these circumstances, a reunion between Genesis and Peter Gabriel, while highly desired by fans, seems increasingly unlikely. The band's The Last Domino tour, which took place in 2021, featured Phil Collins on vocals, but with his son Nick Collins handling the drumming duties. It served as a farewell tour for the band, marking the end of an era for Genesis and its fans. Number 3. Oasis. The tumultuous relationship of the Gallagher brothers, Liam and Noel, is the stuff of rock and roll legend. An Oasis reunion would bring back the Britpop glory of the 90s in epic fashion. Oasis, one of the most iconic British rock bands of the 1990s, formed in Manchester, England, in 1991, by brothers Liam and Noel Gallagher, along with Paul Bonehead Arthurs, Paul Giggsy McGuigan, and Tony McCarroll. They quickly rose to fame with their debut album, Definitely Maybe, in 1994, and became known for their anthemic Britpop sound. Oasis broke up primarily due to intense and ongoing conflicts between the Gallagher brothers. These conflicts were often fueled by their clashing personalities and creative differences. The tension reached a breaking point during a heated argument in 2009 backstage at a music festival, resulting in Noel leaving the band. This led to the cancellation of their scheduled tour, and Noel officially announced his departure. Subsequently, Liam continued with a new incarnation of the band called Beady Eye, while Noel pursued a successful solo career. The rivalry and tension between the Gallagher brothers have persisted since the breakup, making a reunion seem unlikely. Number 2. Journey with Steve Perry. Journey. The American rock band, known for their anthemic arena rock and iconic ballads, formed in San Francisco in 1973. The band's classic lineup included Steve Perry, vocals, Neil Schon, guitar, Ross Valerie, bass, Greg Raleigh and Jonathan Cain, keyboards, and Steve Smith, drums. They achieved massive success in the late 1970s and 1980s, with albums like Infinity, Escape, and Frontiers. Journey's breakup occurred initially in 1987, when lead singer Steve Perry left the band due to personal and creative differences. This marked the end of an era for Journey, as Perry's distinctive voice played a significant role in the band's sound and success. The band continued with different lead vocalists, including Steve Augeri and Arnel Pineda, who still plays with them today. Arnel Pineda has played a crucial role in keeping the band's music alive for a new generation of fans. However, the allure of Journey's classic lineup remains strong among fans, and many have wished for a reunion with Steve Perry. Before we hit the number 1 spot, let's take a quick look at a few honorable mentions. Black Sabbath, one of the pioneering bands in heavy metal music, experienced a series of breakups and reunions throughout their career. In 2016, Black Sabbath embarked on the End Tour, which was billed as their farewell tour. This tour marked the band's final performances, with the original lineup of Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, and Geezer Butler. Since then, fans had been hoping a full-scale reunion with original drummer Bill Ward might one day take place. Given the health issues faced by Ozzy Osbourne and the band's previous farewell tour, a Black Sabbath reunion appears impossible. However, their legacy in heavy metal music remains intact, and their influence on the genre is enduring. Pink Floyd. The ongoing friction between Roger Waters and David Gilmour has created significant obstacles to any kind of reunion ever. While the band did reunite with core members Roger Waters, David Gilmour, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright during the Live 8 charity concert in London's Hyde Park in 2005. This historic performance brought together the band's surviving members for a one-off reunion, and it was held to raise awareness about poverty and urge world leaders to address issues related to global poverty. Fleetwood Mac. Despite a few reunions here and there over the years, the tensions between Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, now with the passing of Christine McVie, it would indeed make a Fleetwood Mac reunion with Lindsey Buckingham seem unlikely, as it represents a significant loss for the band. Heart. It seems family issues have become between the Wilson sisters, Ann and Nancy. Fans would love to see a reconciliation between these two siblings who had been a strong force in rock music for decades, and the number one band fans would love to see reunited. Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin consisted of the formidable quartet Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham. One of the most iconic rock bands in history, disbanded following the death of their drummer, John Bonham, on September 25, 1980. Bonham's death was a profound loss to the band, as he was an integral part of their sound and chemistry. In the wake of his passing, the remaining members, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones, decided that Led Zeppelin could not continue without him, and officially disbanded in December 1980. The enormity of Led Zeppelin's success and reputation placed immense pressure on any potential real reunion. The band knew that any return would come with sky-high expectations, and they were wary of falling short of their own legacy. They teased us with a one-off concert in 2007 with Jason Bonham on the drums, but fans have been craving a reunion ever since. And that wraps up our much-anticipated Reunions Volume 1. Before we go, we'd like to hear from you. Which legendary rock band would you most want to see reunited for a Volume 2 of this series? Drop your band suggestions in the comments below, and don't forget to help keep rock alive and hit subscribe to Rock Buzz.